What's up, everybody? My name is Dom Jones.
I'm Zeke DeBoos.
I'm Miles Ennis.
And this is the making of the song, episode 2, Shaded Hollows, my favorite.
Because it's your song.
It might be my song, but, you know, that's a matter of opinion.
So the fact that you wrote it is a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
all I'm here are opinions.
That's my opinion!
So, the way this video is going to work is first we're going to talk about some of the inspiration that went into this, and just kind of the story behind the song. And then after that, we're going to be just systematically working through this song from beginning to end, and just talking about some lyrical and musical things in it.
Now, before we actually get in the song, we do have something to show off real quick. Boys, why don't we stand up real quick? Miles, why don't you... Where's your shirt, Miles?
no.
Okay, so look at mine and Zeke's cameras.
You know what?
Pretend Miles is wearing one of these too.
Okay.
We got some merch a little bit. Let me kind of give it you the back side. See how my name's on the top. Yeah, we got merch. Zeke told me we're not quite selling them yet, but we also are. Once we are fully selling them, the link will be in the description of every video on this channel.
Yeah.
We got shirts. So we're gonna start with how I kind of came up with the song. So it starts with one night, I'm on call with my boy Miles over here and our good friend Caitlin. And Miles, if you didn't know this, is a bit of a solo musician as well. So if you know a little bit about Freedom Unraveled, you'll know he has this little ditty he likes to call "You Are Here." I'm gonna throw a little shade at you, Miles. Is that okay?
Yeah.
If you go listen to "You Are Here," the verses are all the same.
It's the same thing.
And it's a song dedicated to his friends and family. Sound familiar? It should, because Shaded Hollows is very similar. While he was in the writing process of that, I started coming up with a song where I wanted to dedicate to my friends and families, because I steal ideas. I had started coming up with like a chord pattern. Now the chord pattern, again, I'm not original. The chords I started to come up with are very similar to this little ditty called Pink Bullets. I'll play you a slight bit of Shaded Hollows and then a slight bit of Pink Bullets, just so you kind of get the feel. See how similar? It's even both verses.
And they have the same swing too.
Yeah.
My two biggest inspirations were one, lyric-wise, from Miles Ennis's "You Are Here," and two, instrumental-wise, from the Shins' "Pink Bullets." So that's where that came from. Anyway, as I started developing this guitar pattern, I immediately texted Zeke and was like, "Hey, I got a song idea. Help me out here."
And I would like to point out that he said, I wrote a song, not for the Prodigal Sons. This one's a personal song. That's what he said.
Yeah, it was originally a personal song, because from the get-go, I already knew I wanted it to be from my heart to everyone I love. So, I went over to Zeke's, like, literally the next day, and we finished writing the song, except the lyrics.
He walked there in, like, 5-degree weather.
Yeah, it
with
was...
his guitar.
It was January. I was outside with my guitar. I'm dedicated to this little thing called music.
Yeah.
So we finished writing
That's
that.
why he's a prodigal son.
About 2 days later, I'm sitting in psych class that day, and we're just watching a movie, and I'm not really paying attention to the movie. I don't really care about the movie. I just have my earbuds in, playing the song on loop, so I can write lyrics to it. I wrote the entire lyrics in that class. Yeah, that was the, that's how I came up with the song. How I, and sort of Zeke, because he helped me, and sort of Miles, because he also helped me a little bit. He helped me write lyrics and gave me inspiration. That's how we came up with Shaded Hollows. So Shaded Hollows is super acoustic guitar driven, and during the entire recording process, from the get-go when I started writing the song, I made it a point to say, this is an acoustic guitar driven song. For a good first, like, quarter of the song idea, there was no percussion part, but Wes needed something to do, so we added percussion a little later. So let's actually just show him percussion, because it's the simplest part in the entire song. Even if you aren't a percussionist, you can do this.
That's true. Okay, here is percussion.
Shaker in one hand, foot tambourine on his foot. He's sitting on a cajon, and he just... It's the entire song except the bridge where it cuts out. 4-boy doesn't have much to do.
Yeah, so what the shaker really does is it just kind of reinforces the sound of the
It's like a guitar, yeah.
acoustic strumming.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of reinforcing the strumming, what do you think I'm about to play next?
You're about to play the bass. This part is a little more complicated than meets the eye. So, it's not just you play 3 chords. It's not this. Because that's not very interesting. You gotta get that hammer on the E, which I play as a D right here. Watch my pinky. You gotta get that, or else it's not Shaded Hollows. That's the rule. You have to have that hammer on right there.
So, first of all, it kind of makes it a little bit more melodic because it makes the highest note go da 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 da, and it does that throughout the entire song. And also, it makes like this tension release thing because that is an E sus4 chord, and it goes between the E sus4 and that E, which makes this tension release thing, which really gives this part of the song like a mood. And also, that part, da 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 da, right here we have the dulcimer, and the bass, and the accordion. You can hear it a little bit in the left-hand bass notes. It doesn't sing. A lot of things are reinforcing that, so that you can really hear that da 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 cutting through. So the intro just does that around 4 times, and then we're into the verse, which keeps going on that pattern. But then we have the entrance of the vocals, which I'm going to solo.
Which I'm going to take my headphones off.
Shaded hollows, I walk slowly through this life-darkened pathways. The woods cut like knives. Hit the edge and fall away. I break down on the ground. I am broken. Broken.
It's almost haunting to just hear those vocals soloed like that. Dom did a great job with his performance.
The lyrics of Shaded Hollows are a story, right? The verses tell a chronological story. The chorus is the theme. The bridge is kind of that true resolute feeling. Another portion of the theme, but a different part. But the 4 verses tell a story. The basic premise of the first verse is, this is a lonely person. Doesn't matter, gender's unknown, doesn't really matter. That's not important. It's just a lonely person walking alone. They're metaphorically falling on the ground, broken, defeated, nothing left.
Into verse 2, and let's just listen to the thing all together. Vocals, instruments, everything.
Feel the feeling. A hand holds me off the ground. You've embraced me, and our hearts pound. You wipe my tears away, and you never let me go. And you love me, love me.
That is the second part of the story. Like I said, the verses are chronological. It's very easy to kind of tell what's going on. This verse is about finding someone there to pull you out of that darkness and loneliness. Someone finds you broken and defeated, and they pick you up, they embrace you, and they love you, basically. It does not matter what relationship you have with that person at all. Like, I'm going to be very clear that that part does not matter to the actual song. It only matters to you what that person is. This is that person finding you and pulling you out and reassuring you that they love you and that they're there for you no matter what.
Into verse 3.
Now I hear you. You talk about the world, it is vile. A cruel girl. Remember all the life, all the joy, all the fun. Now just trust me. Trust me.
Now, something musical that I want to talk about here. Here's the beat. Sometimes Dom is here, sometimes Dom is here, sometimes Dom is here. This is not done with computers. This is done with humans. And so, it's not just about where the beat is, it's about the feel of the song. This song was not even recorded to a metronome. It is unique in all of our songs in that way.
It feels alive.
Yeah,
the
just-
song does. Verse 3 is a little bit of a special verse. This is the verse where the person that found you is actually talking to you. It's just them reassuring you, helping you, letting you know that, hey, the world sucks. So, you just gotta remember the good things. Trust me on this.
I mean, especially at
Yeah.
a time like this, who could deny that there is brokenness in this world and that we need each other?
Exactly.
Especially when it is so easy to feel so isolated. Verse 4, I am going to solo the vocals because something different happens here. Y'all know what it is.
Harmony!
Shaded hollows, but I'm no longer alone. Lighted pathways, you've shown me a home. I turn and see you there, and we run free. I am found.
I have two favorite parts of the song, and that found is one of them. The 5-part harmony is the other, because the 5-part harmony is always just the bomb diggity. But that last found just is so good.
Yeah.
The story of this verse goes as follows. It is just that final point where you're back in that shaded hollows, but you're no longer alone. You have those woods, but you realize, I'm not the only one here. I've got people by my side to walk with me.
Yeah.
Also, I'd also like to point out, this wasn't my intention. Zeke gave me... I don't know which way Zeke is, by the way. I'm pointing both ways at the... I'm going to point both ways until I'm pointing at Zeke. Zeke told me we're going to put harmony on verse 4. Let's move on to the chorus.
Here's the chorus.
And on the brightest days and darkness of the night, you've always been there by my side. You pick me up when I fall face first on the ground. You're my best friend, our lives are tied.
The chorus. What can you even say about it? It's just...
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's just great.
Yeah,
It's just amazing. Miles said it best. It's
Yeah.
amazing. You're my best friend, our lives are tied. You'll pick me up when I fall face first on the ground. That's literally just what the first two verses are. Just reinforces that.
It's bringing them together and just being it more powerful in that song.
So right after the second part of the chorus, there's this interlude, which has that same pattern with the hammer on the D chord that is very persistent throughout the verses, but something interesting happens just to keep things fresh.
That is hands down my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
This is just a very simple 5-part harmony arrangement. I'm doing the bass note. The other 4 people are just building a chord on top of that. Yeah, it just blends so well. There's no auto-tuning going
It's
on
only
here. We have access to auto-tuning, it's not that, but we just choose not to. It blends
Yes, it
so
does.
well. Here's why. Because Dominic, he's a choir guy. He taught us the proper way to
There is a proper way
Yes,
to do it.
there's a proper way to oud.
Okay, so the basic premise, you have to stand tall to sing. That's like a thing.
Yep.
Because you gotta have good breathing. So, these motions I'm going to show you will help you kind of form your mouth in the right way. You should be forming it when you're singing these vowels, like we did.
Yep.
So, me goes like this. Me. Meh. Ma. Mo. Moo. And what I told them, each time they had to go, before they started recording, I pulled them aside and said, do this. Moo. And I had them do it like 6 times until I was really satisfied. And then I had them do it again. And then I would listen to their recording, and if I wasn't fully satisfied, I'd bring them back, teach them again, and make them record again.
It's Dom's song, so he got to be a
It's
control
kinda-
freak
it's
about
kinda
it.
a good thing though, because we have the 2 people in choir who are actually in choir versus the people that aren't in choir, but getting to show them how to just fix little things in their vocal sync to make it a little bit better for that song. To benefit
It just-
them.
sparkles it.
Yeah, and it works really well. So.
Vocal sparkle.
Just like in Creation the Creator, but even better. Bridge
Let's talk about the
time.
bridge.
You changed my life. You pulled me from the shadows and brought me the truth tonight. From the perilous fight, you saved my tomorrow, and now with you here, I see the light.
The bridge,
Okay,
like I
talk about
said
the
earlier,
bridge.
it's similar to the chorus. It doesn't really fit the actual chronology of the story. It's, again, more thematic, where you changed my life. This is probably the most personal of them, where it's specifically coming from the person speaking directly to the friend, saying, exactly, you changed my life. I was alone without you. Now you're here. You brought me the truth. Then I'm not alone. You showed me the light. That's the bridge. It's saying, this is the one that truly says, you helped me so much. Thank you.
And then something musical that I want to talk about is what the accordion does. Or maybe this is more of a technical level. But listen to the accordion going from the chorus from the harmony part into the bridge. So the bottom end drops out, and I'm going to insert footage right here talking about how I do that on the accordion. Boom! Just like that, I'm in a different spot, I'm wearing an accordion, and my friends have both abandoned me.
Ho, 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 it's magic!
Anyways, so quick just rundown of what I'm doing right at the breakdown after the harmony part. A little quick lesson on the accordion. So, this is set up just like a piano keyboard, and it does all of like the melodic stuff generally, and this is all bass tones. For the majority of the song, I'm just using these buttons to play the root note of each chord, while filling in the rest of the harmonic information up here. So, but then, when we get to the breakdown that happens to the vocals, I'll show you what I'm doing here. So I'm removing the bass notes from the texture just to make it a little bit thinner and give it a little bit more dynamic contrast. And after that, we're into
This is
the
all you,
guitar
Miles.
solo section, which is very sparse but so tasteful. Let me just play it right.
I would like to say something that none of the rest of us know anything about electric guitar solos. So I went to Miles and was literally just like, here's the chord pattern. Come up with something for me, please. I don't know how to do this. Please help me. So, Miles, talk about the solo.
Yeah, so basically, I just stay in that one chord the whole entire time, and I just play. I don't know, it's not really a hard melody to play, so I think I'll play it maybe. And then it goes back into that as main strum pattern.
And then we're into the very last part of the song. It's the outro. It's the same guitar pattern that's been in all the verses and the harmony part and the solo, but there's just a little extra touch at the end to close it off. So right there at the end, there's just that little dulcimer, like full of rubato, full of expression, and then...
So, thank you all for watching to the end of this. I've been recording for 43 minutes, so, you know, Zeke's can have a great time editing this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I hope you guys really enjoyed listening to just us telling you guys about Shaded Hollows, both the writing process and the story of it. Hope you guys found it interesting. If you didn't, so be it. Consider leaving a like if you liked it. Consider leaving a dislike if you disliked it. Either way, it helps out our channel because it gives us that publicity. And if you want to help us out even further, leave a comment. Doesn't matter what the comment is. Comments help push us out even farther. YouTube. Subscribbles. Please subscribe.
Okay.
Then you can actually listen to our songs when they come out. That is if you hit the little bell. If you don't, then you might just get them recommended. You know, it doesn't really matter. Please subscribe to our channel if you like our stuff. If you don't, then don't subscribe. That's your call.
But subscribe.
I'm Dom Jones. Thank you all for
I'm Zeke
watching. We'll
James.
catch you all on the flip side. Peace.